I cannot believe what's going on. We were just in Fat Village at Umbel. We are watching all of these developments go crazy. We have, we're honored to be here. We have 3,900 units, we are told, in planning and development stages between Fort Lauderdale and Pompano Beach. Well, I've always been a huge proponent in all three counties, Miami, Broward, Palm Beach, and I've been a longtime Fort Lauderdale resident, now Lighthouse Point, but I have never seen 3,900 units in the planning development stages. It's absolutely crazy what's going on. Broward is hot on the map. I hope that you all will sell it. It is my honor, Caroline, to introduce you.
That's right.
And actually, come stand with me if you wouldn't mind for just a moment. Bridge Campanella, we are honored with our relationship for City National Bank and our longtime 20-year, probably plus, relationship. And it's been all kinds of crazy mortgage world, but I can tell you that Rich gets it done. So anything that you need from City National, make sure that you reach out and say thanks. Thanks, Rich. I also would like to...
I heard your class, the class that you recommended that was today was excellent. Just giving you kudos. Sorry about that.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank all of our Master Broker Forum Advisory Board members. Many of you have been with me and the organization since we founded our chapter 20 years ago, and it's really my honor. I am proud. We have an elite group, really extraordinary professionals, excellence, ethics, professionalism, and my friends. I call upon all of you. We work together, and it's really quite an honor. And Jason, a special thank you to you too. We've been together for quite some time watching our organization grow. Caroline, we have such a long and lovely history through the years. To introduce our, I'd like to introduce our longtime board member, Caroline Carrera. To introduce our sponsor and lead this important discussion, Caroline is a broker associate and sales manager at Balustrade Realty, and one of the most actively engaged professionals in our industry. Please take it over, and I'll leave you up.
Okay, can you hear me or do I need a mic? I may need... Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Who's Mike? I need a Bob. Here's Bob. Oh, there's Mike. Thank you, Carolyn. And hello to my fellow master brokers. What a treat to be here tonight with you all and to learn more about the impact of artificial intelligence on our industry. In just the past few years, AI has completely transformed the way we sell real estate. What used to take hours or even days can now be done in seconds. AI helps us price homes more accurately, match buyers to listings with stunning precision, and even predict which clients are most likely to transact. From automated marketing campaigns to virtual staging and intelligent chatbots that work around the clock, AI has become the silent partner in every high-performing agent's toolkit. AI is also shaping how we build relationships, close deals, and compete in this fast-moving market. Selling real estate in 2025 isn't just about hustle and charm. It's about leveraging the smartest tools to stay ahead. Tonight, We'll hear from two exceptional speakers on the front lines of our profession who will explain how AI isn't replacing agents or brokers. It's redefining what we're capable of. We've asked them to make what can be a complex and intimidating topic clear and approachable. So whether you're tech savvy or tech weary, you're in good hands for the rest of the program. You're welcome to take notes if you wish, but rest assured we will email you all the presentation slides and a full video of this program in the coming days. By the way, if you're not convinced of practicality and efficiency of using AI, consider that this very introductions, the words that I am speaking right now, was written with the help of ChatGPT, saving our executive director, Jason Raymond, at least an hour of hard work. Leading things off is Jonathan Lickstein. Jonathan is the current president of Broward, Palm Beaches, and St. Lucie Realtors, as well as the chief operating officer at Location Real Estate, supporting a network of over 4,500 realtors. He's dedicated to supporting realtors by sharing his extensive knowledge in emerging technologies and marketing strategies essential for today's AI-driven marketplace. Location Real Estate is recognized by Housing Wire, Real Trends, and Riz Media as the 11th largest independent brokerage in the US. Please welcome Jonathan Lickstein.
Thank you very much. That sounded pretty daunting, right? Think about all the things that AI is doing to impact our marketplace. But we're all running automated AI chatbots and integrations matching properties. You guys are all doing that, right? Yeah? No, we're not. And we're definitely not going to go that deep into this advanced tech because it would take us days to get to that point. Some people dedicate their entire careers to learning the pathway of integration and automation pertaining to artificial intelligence. We're going to barely scratch. No, we're going to get a paper cut today. We're going to go very, very brief in something that is applicable and can make your business more efficient, saving you time to operate smarter, faster, and better every single day in your business. So we're going to talk about some very simple ways to start with AI in real estate today. Just a quick show of hands. How many of you are already leveraging some type of AI in your business? You had a quick hand back. Wow, that's a lot of hands. Jason, you told me they're not touching it at all. Okay, so you'll probably know some of these things given the amount of hands that went up, but I'm hoping you can walk away with something additional to put into play. So first off, AI. Whenever somebody brings up artificial intelligence, they think we're going to be replaced. We're going to have AI automated agents do our jobs, take our commission checks, and we're going to be out of a job. Nonsense, okay? Nothing will ever replace the human element that goes into a real estate transaction, especially at the level that you all operate in, and I know you to be the consummate professionals that you are. AI will never replace the human elements, but humans with AI will replace humans without AI. It makes us better, it makes us smarter, it makes us faster, it makes us more responsive in a timely manner to our consumers, and you know they're demanding that in the on-demand society we have today. If they ask the question now, they're not waiting till you're done with your showings, they want the answer now. Did anyone see that article that came out? The real estate agent in Portugal operating with an AI agent did $100 million in sales with a single agent. Anybody see that?
I heard of it.
It's a little deceiving. The headline they say is AI agent does 100 million in sales in Portugal. It's not the AI that did the sales. It's the AI that fed the nurture campaigns and the responsiveness when a client reached out at the middle of the night 2 a.m. and they got an on-demand response while Mr. Agent was home sleeping because he had a long night the night before. That is the efficiencies that you can expect when you're fully integrating and automating AI. Now, why is it important to put a focus on this? The amount of money going into artificial intelligence research across the globe is astounding. And you can see this hockey stick pouring of growth that we have year after year with more and more money being developed and put into research and development regarding AI components, how to make the language models smarter, how to make them better than a human being and think about what we are thinking before we have even thought about it. Let's think about what we're thinking before we think about it, right? It's inside of our heads. It is so much faster in processing things than we are. They say the average human being takes 0.7 seconds in order to process what you're saying before they can respond. And AI is averaging 0.2, 3 times faster than a human being. So just think about how that power could enable things to happen while you're sleeping, while you're working with clients, while you're building relationships, which is the strength and the center of everything that we do in our business. So that amount of money is going into it. I'm not asking you to go and throw R&D dollars at it. I'm just asking you to understand the power and take one snippet of it to change your business. By the way, this graph was created by AI. Everything in this presentation was created by AI. Okay, few programs to start with. I hope with the amount of hands that came up, ChatGPT is in your bookmarks, you have saved login, and you're paying for Pro.
Yeah.
If you're not paying for Pro, you are extremely cheap. It's the best $20 that you can spend. Skip a couple lattes at Starbucks and spend the $20 on ChatGPT because it will pay itself on its ROI a million times over. I promise you that. But the one on the right, you're probably not familiar with. This is a new player on the scene. It is called Gamma. Gamma does presentation creation. This presentation was completely generated by Gamma. And I'll explain towards the end of this presentation exactly how I did that so you can put that into play. I created 7 presentations today before lunch. Yes. And they are actually being utilized and shared inside of the Realtors Association without any modifications because it nailed it. Okay, but we'll go into that. So I mentioned this before, the best $20 you will ever spend in a given month to have access to the pro version of ChatGPT. And yes, this graphic and this graphic were also AI generated. Okay.
Sorry, I don't understand.
That was perfect. Okay. So in the pro version of ChatGPT, the big difference between the two is the extremely more elevated logic base that you will get inside of Pro, as well as the additional features with image creation, deep research, live searches over the internet, in order for you to create a really comprehensive set of content and knowledge to power all of the stuff that you're doing inside of it. Very, very powerful. How to use ChatGPT? We had a lot of hands, so I'll make this very brief. Web portal on your computer or mobile phone app on your phone. I really like the mobile app, even though there's a lot of back and forth, because what do we not like doing? We don't like reading and we don't like writing. Okay, that's why we sell real estate. We don't read contracts. But on the phone app, you can speak to it and interact. And remember that quick time response? That's the interaction speed that you have inside of the application. Instead of you thinking about what you should write or how you should phrase it, speak to it like a human being. Click the microphone, have a conversation. Hey, I'd like you to do this kind of research. Can you pull this kind of information for me? Tell me about the Viceroy property in Fort Lauderdale Beach and get an idea of how powerful it can be. I love using it, and I'll tell you a couple things that you can. If you are not using it for these methods, I hope you can walk away with some piece of information. Okay? First off, we all have CRMs. What's the best CRM you use?
The one you actually use.
Thank you. Whoever got that in the back. Great utilization. Creating your nurture campaigns, not taking the out-of-the-box method from whatever provider is giving it to you, Follow Up Boss, KV Core, Bold Trail, Commissions Inc., whatever you're working on. Have it create nurture campaigns for you. And you can be extremely detailed. Hey, ChatGPT, give me a 256 touch point campaign to reach out to my consumers inquiring on my website via text, email, phone call reminders, and pieces of content that would be important to them and will cause an emotional response. It pumps all of that stuff out. But wait, it's not enough. Be more detailed. And gives you all of that content. And then your work is doing the dreaded copy, paste. Copy, paste. That's not, exactly. That's not something you can't do on your own. But how much time would it take for you to go through the mindset of a consumer and draft all of these touch points and think, when should I email? When should I text? When should I call? How often? What method should I use? AI will automate all of that for you to make it as simple as copy, paste, or forward virtual assistant. We've established that. You have a CRM, you have a website. Your website needs to be consistently updated. Okay? The monster, AKA Google, doesn't want to see a static website sit there for eons of time. The more often you update information on your website, the higher your quality score goes up, the better chance you have to be discovered with organic searches, the better chance you have to get a click-through on an advertising campaign at a lower cost. Lower cost, more impact, more browsers on your website, more visitors. That's what you're looking for. Cost less, get more. And you can do that very simply by adding a blog article, okay? A blog article is very simple, several paragraphs written out, leveraging keywords that make your website more findable. But Jonathan, I don't know what I'm supposed to write about, okay? 2 options. I guarantee every single one of you get an email every morning from multiple sources about what's going on in real estate. Whether it's local, state, or national, you're getting some information that you could leverage and turn into a blog article. Take the article, throw it into ChatGPT, say, create me a blog post leveraging SEO optimized keywords for people that would be looking to buy in blank area. Take that blog post, put it on your website, publish, done. Share that blog from your website onto social media. You just created a link back, reach with people going back to your website, and a change that will be crawled by Google as an update to your website. You are now coming across as an effective communicator of quality information, leveraging those keywords into the Google search engine to make you more findable. Everybody does a Google search multiple times a day. If you haven't, don't know what kind of phone you have in your pocket. But with that being said, Google has changed its algorithm to go more for answering questions rather than trying to find relatable websites. So if you ask a question on Google, the first thing that pops up is an attempt to answer your question. Guess where that came from? AI. That's Google's language model, Gemini, with its power. Okay? It's trying to answer that question. And the more information that you have relative to that question, the better chance your website is the one that's answering that question and the one being clicked on to bring that visitor to your website, where you are the source of information. You are that trusted source. So blog articles are great. If you don't have an item to write a blog about, guess what? Go into ChatGPT and say, give me 20 ideas on what to blog about. I'm a real estate agent in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, looking to interact with investors, luxury, and high net worth individuals. Write me an article or give me 20 ideas. And then you could say, write me those 20 blog articles. And it can all happen in seconds. Is it something you can't do on your own? No, you can. But is it something that would take you a heck of a lot more time? Absolutely. The idea is saving you time, making you more impactful, putting you in front of people to build relationships and have conversations. That's where sales come from. The third one is social media. Social media is a big powerhouse when it comes to marketing, branding, and exposing your business to consumers. Not only can you have it create a calendar, you can have it create the images, the captions, the hashtags, all at the same time in a matter of seconds. I'm not going to go into prompt creation because that's a much longer conversation, and I'm going to get the hook at 15 minutes. The last one is interpreting data. Caroline mentioned that we can price homes in a more efficient manner. That is 100% accurate. 100%. Gone are the days where we rely on a third-party portal, an RPR, an IMAP, a Zestimate, and depend on any of this stuff for valuation, okay? Take the information from the MLS. Take your comps. Don't sit down and go through them. Download your comps as a PDF. Upload that PDF to ChatGPT and say, a property with this square footage, this bedrooms, these features, what would be the value in comparison to these comp properties? Not only will it give you the value, it'll give you an explanation, rationale, comparison, directions, how far, why it's different, why it got to that number. And you can even put that into a single page report to push off to your consumer using Gamma that I'm going to show you in just a few seconds. Okay. Not only will it tell you that value, you can have it create content, create a flyer for me, create a slideshow, create a presentation, write a blog article about this, give me a description to use on a single property website for this property and why it's a value and who my target consumer is. It does so much of the work on the back end. It will point you in the direction. You just have to go. Neighborhood guides. Everybody has areas served on their website. Every experienced realtor's website that I've ever seen has what neighborhoods you serve, right? Yeah. Great. Where did that content come from? A lot of time typing things out, your knowledge of the community. Can you do this on your own? Absolutely. Can you do it as fast as I can? I guarantee you can't. Because I can go through ChatGPT and leverage anything that is public information and compile it into one description, one explanation, as long or as short as you would like it to be, highlighting schools, places of interest, demographics of the neighborhood, whatever you would like to include on your site in a matter of seconds, in a way where you can send it to your virtual assistant, or you can copy and paste and put it on your website in a matter of seconds. Okay? The second one, ebooks and downloadable guides. You've ever worked with a consumer you haven't met before. You want to explain to them the buying process. This is all information you guys have up here, but putting pen to paper takes quite a bit of time. Take that knowledge and you can have ChatGPT create an ebook or a downloadable guide and even create a pretty cover with your branding and your picture and your name on it in a matter of seconds. Creating content and sharing that and disseminating that to your consumers in minutes, where it would take you days, if not weeks, to work with a designer and a content creator for all of that. Third, client communication and draft emails and follow-ups. This is partly in ChatGPT, or you could work with something integrated. There are several integrated components that will work with your email server and create draft email responses automatically for every email that comes in. I'm working with one right now called Fixer, F-Y-X-E-R, that attaches to my Gmail. It reviews my historical sent messages to come up with a tonality of how I like to speak. Learning all of that, every single email that comes in, it auto creates a draft response tacked to the incoming email for me to read and either send or modify and then send. If someone's requesting an appointment, it also looks at your calendar and suggests times for you to speak with that person or meet with that person. So I'm able.
What's your trying to?
I don't know what I'm trying to do either. So I receive between 400 and 500 emails a day. I would not be able to do that without Fixer. It saves me an immense amount of time. In the middle of the night when I'm getting emails with contract questions and disputes, it's pre-drafting my responses that, yes, I'm a Tesla bro, I drive a Tesla. On my way into the office, I've already answered about 18 emails before I get there. Okay, so efficiency, time, getting back, drafting things in the tone and the professionalism that you would expect from yourself if you're sitting there and writing it out. The last one, which rolls into our next program, is using AI prompting to generate AI prompts. Let's use it to make it better, to make us better at using it. Okay, and where I'm going with this is how we create these presentations. So today, I told you I created 7 presentations. I was not joking. Okay, go in and say, I'm a real estate broker. I want to present today about artificial intelligence in a very simple surface level way that it's not intimidating for someone who hasn't used it to start using it. Be intentional about use cases for real estate agents. Be intentional about other programs I can leverage for it. Give me an outline in a format I can put into Gamma. Not enough information. Be more detailed. This looks pretty good. Okay. Copy. Open up. Go into Gamma. Paste. Create presentation. Pick my color scheme. Pick my background. How do I want to appear? Publish. About 2.5 minutes. It generated a 28-page presentation with graphics, headlines, infographics, all these fancy colorings and icons, all this stuff that I did nothing with, and created that in a matter of minutes. Okay? Imagine the power you can have with that. Creating a custom listing presentation, creating a buyer presentation, a CMA for a property, a presentation for a building that you want to represent, an offering for a commercial building. All of these types of things that take an immense amount of time or costly working with a designer that you could do in seconds between your office and your home, your kitchen and your bedroom, your living room and your dining room in seconds. Okay? Not something you can't do on your own, but it's something you could not do nearly as fast and save yourself time. The most common question that I get out of this is all of this content coming out of AI. Am I okay using this? Am I safe? Is my broker going to get sued because of this copyright that I'm going to be violating? I'm not an attorney, and I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, but I am going to be very confident in this. Nothing coming directly out of AI can be copywritten. Nothing. It must require a significant human element change to it in order for it to be copywritten. That's what the current laws state. That will change, but for now, you are free to use anything that comes out of these AI platforms without concern of copyright, plagiarism, anything like that. I'm probably going to get the hook, so I'm going to jump into my last one, which is Gamma. Gamma is my new shiny toy. I absolutely love it. It even brought in screenshots from my experience in Gamma, which I thought was really, really neat. So very simple, 4 steps in order to create a presentation inside of Gamma. It is completely free, so try it. It will only give you a limited number of slides in the free version. Unless you want to splurge and pay for the upgrade, it's $8 a month.
Oh my God.
Okay, I think we can afford it. If you can't afford it, you're probably not paying your dues by midnight tonight. So first, build your outline. Use prompts with ChatGPT to create that outline. Once you've refined that and you like how your outline looks, just think of it as what you're seeing on that ChatGPT result is going to be the data that's on the slide itself. I'm not one who likes a lot of content on the slide. To be honest with you, I would have deleted everything on the bottom, but I wanted you guys to see what genuinely came out. So build your outline, take that outline, go into Gamma, click on paste in text to create your presentation. Paste what came in from ChatGPT. It says launch or generate. Click on that. This is a presentation that would come out of it. I did one today about prompt guides for real estate agents in ChatGPT. That's the one that's shown here. Gamma in seconds will create that presentation. If you don't like what's there, it's a drag and drop. It's click, type, click, drag, replace image, describe the image you want to go in there, and it will find one that is license free, royalty free, or it will create an AI generated one for you. It's your choice. Okay. In seconds, drag and drop and moving everything around. And then finally, you can export it any way that you would like to. PowerPoint, Google Slides, PDF, images, and in any type of format. Squares, landscape, portrait, however you want to present yourself. Very, very, very simple and a professional presentation in seconds. If you want to make sure your branding and your headshots are on this, you can upload it to your profile inside of Gamma, and it will leverage that for every presentation that you do. I didn't do that, didn't take the time. I just wanted to create this and get it out the door. So that is a quick rundown of Gamma, but I encourage you to give it a shot. I have one guy in my office who works for me on staff he coins himself as the AI guy, and we rival on this all the time. I showed him Gamma, and he fired his designer who does his presentations. Serious. Okay. Jason, do you want me to go into MLS stuff, or do you want me to leave this for Q&A?
That was just one slide, as I recall.
Only one.
Hit it.
Okay. So I have the privilege, the honor this year of being the president of Broward, Palm Beaches, and St. Lucie Realtors and Beaches MLS. If you couldn't tell, I'm a little bit passionate when it comes to technology and artificial intelligence. I can't stand the antiquated way that we have been using this beautiful system called the MLS when there's so much power out there. Look at an MLS in Chicago, MRED, that has been leveraging technology since before 2000. We're 25 years behind on this, okay? Now, we don't have to be the first, I consider us the Apple. We don't need to be the first, but we're going to perfect it. We're going to do it better than anybody else does. So I want to read you in on a few initiatives and things that we are working on this year to put into your MLS leveraging AI without changing your workflow, without changing the way you do things. So we're going to talk about these. First, data integrity. Next month, we are launching a new compliance check system that is leveraging AI, looking at your photos, looking at your descriptions to give you real-time responses to what could be a compliance violation. Now, you're all consummate professionals. You never get noticed by the MLS for violating anything, right? All the time. Okay. This will tell you in real time what could be a violation, so you don't have to deal with those notices and you can handle it proactively. Okay. The idea is not finding you. The idea is data integrity inside of the MLS because we all depend on it. Okay. The second one would be the add edit process. Imagine a world where you log into the MLS and the first thing you do is upload your photos. It's kind of backwards, right? But if we are leveraging AI inside of the MLS, at least it knows what we're talking about. If you're leveraging AI inside of the MLS, it can read all of your photos and it can pull out the type of flooring, the countertops, the appliances, the construction of the building, the roof, and tags every one of these photos. Why is that powerful?
Because we don't know.
How frustrating is it when you open a listing and there's no information, right? You don't know what you're walking into. But if we're reading these photos, number one, putting the caption on the photo so you don't have to type them. But number two, taking that data and populating the fields of the MLS. So immediately when you go into the add edit component, it's got it all pre-filled for you and you can change it, you can modify it because you know the property better than the AI does, or do you? But you'll have completed listings in a faster manner. You'll be able to search and actually use the filters because the information is in there. So we're helping the human element no longer be the human error, right? The third one, maximum exposure. So a lot of research has been done over the last 10, 15 years from the portals on what images resonate with consumers. What makes somebody click on and use a contact form for a listing that they saw. We've taken that data, and a few of the integration partners have done the same exact thing. But how long does it take you to upload your photos, drag them around, do your captions, and reorder that? Give me a shot.
2 hours.
An hour? Okay. What if you could do it in 3 seconds? Okay. An optimized photo button on the right side of your screen that will auto reorder the entire image selection inside of the MLS up to those 99 photos to either do one of two things. One is the walking experience going through the home. You go through the front door, here's the living room, here's the dining room, here's the kitchen, bedroom 1, bathroom 1, bedroom 2, bathroom 2, etc. That is one method you could go with, or the second one is use maximum exposure. That maximum exposure takes the most highly resonating images and puts them second. You've got to do the front of the house first. The rest of it would all be pool features, kitchen, master bath, primary bath. Apologies. But it will allow you to go through all of that with the click of a button. And if you don't like it, you're still free to reorder them. But its idea is saving you time, making you smarter, faster, and better for your sellers. And the last one is we have last week created a strategic plan on how we're going to further implement AI into the MLS and make things simpler for you. What if in the search, instead of dragging and dropping the different filters, you can simply use natural language and type or speak what you're looking for. I'm looking for a 3-2 in Poinsettia Heights with an updated roof, new ACs, and granite countertops and stainless steel appliances in a pool. Instead of you going to those filters, a real natural language search capability. Okay, that's what our roadmap is. So the idea is making the MLS a more comprehensive tool for you to be more effective for your sellers, be more realistic and offer buyers the properties that are more interesting to them, and make you close more deals with less effort. Good. I don't want to go to the contact. Do you want me to go? I think the contact. It's like that. It's gonna have lost. Should I just get up?
You have to.
That's my contact.
You can show me. Yeah.
If you ever want to talk about or have any questions, I'm having issues. If you're having issues with the MLS or the association, or you have questions about what I spoke about, or you're trying to do something and it's not connecting, here's my contact info. I am happy to talk to you about it. This is what I do all day, every day, and I am happy to assist you if it'll make your goals happen. Thank you.
So thank you, Jonathan. He's a smart one. I don't know how long I've known Jonathan, but 10 years, I don't know. I met him, he was just a little one. And I was like, he is so sharp. And look at him now. He's even sharper, but total, yeah, that I see his brain working. So thank you. Thank you. I call him all the time for like things I don't understand. So he will help you and call you back. All right. Next, we are pleased to welcome David Siddons, CEO of the David Siddons Group at Douglas Elliman, a self-professed, frustrated economist. I love that. And real estate marketing tech junkie. David is a consistent top producing agent whose incredible command of the market, commitment to his clients, and analytical yet creative mind has placed him in the top echelon of luxury real estate professionals and earned a recognition as one of Miami's top agents in the top 0.1% nationwide with $3.5 billion and counting in career sales. $3.5 billion and counting in career sales. Widely recognized for his market knowledge and excellent in digital marketing sphere, David's long list of successful initiatives and industry-leading analysis has made him one of our region's most successful and sought-after realtors. His website garners accolades for its impressive reach, ranking as one of Miami's top sites for home search. David's expertise has led to interviews with Bloomberg, CNBC, BBC World, the Miami Herald, and many others. Originally from the UK, God save the King, David makes his home in Coral Gables with his wife and 2 daughters. Master Brokers, please give it up for David Siddons.
So, thank you, everybody. Yes, I'm David Siddons. I run the David Siddons Group. I've spent most of my career building content, and I hope that this talk, it's a very tough act to follow it up, and I tell you, so much information, good information that he's given. I'm going to try to give you what I've done in my real world application with my business. It's very much about creating content, and now with AI, we can do it so much better. They say content is king. And the other saying that I always like to say is your network is your net worth. What's incredible now with this and what you'll observe is that you can really reach your network in a much more effective way. You can filter your network and talk to different sectors within your audience. I'm fortunate enough that I have team members from Palm Beach to Pinecrest, as I say, but each time we reach a client, they feel like we know that area really, really well. We are masters in that area. And we verbalize and vocalize what we learn, making sure that our content is constantly enforcing what's between here. What's wonderful now is that we can really go one step further. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about long form and short form content that we create to make our reach effective, bring in clients, and convert them and make sales. So I'm going to start off, and just much like Jonathan, we created this slide and this speech using AI. I actually turned to my media manager, my videographer, and I said, take the video, make a script, and use all the tools, but you only have 20 minutes to do it. 20 minutes or less, you need to do this, because if you don't, then it doesn't serve the purpose of what we're really trying to teach. So I'm going to start off with a little video, one of our listings, shameless plug. We have a listing here in Coral Gables, in Fort Lauderdale, on Fiesta Way. We took the video.
Very lovely.
Very lovely property, right on the water. And knowing, as we all do, that we're dealing with a market that is fundamentally global. We have buyers coming from absolutely everywhere. So I thought I would make a video that could potentially reach and talk to this wider audience. So I'm just going to play it. Just bear in mind, I only speak 2 of the languages that's actually being presented in this video.
Welcome to 144 Fiesta Way, where modern luxury meets timeless design in one of Fort Lauderdale's most exclusive neighborhoods, the Las Olas Isles. Esta obra, maestra de inspiración bermudense de nueva construcción, es más que una casa. Es una declaración de artesanía personalizada y refinada. Vivir. Con 600 metros cuadrados, esta residencia frente al agua fue diseñada a medida con los más altos estándares, les plus élevés, avec chaque détail soigneusement sélectionné pour à la fois l'élégance et le confort. Située le long de 26 mètres de façade sur l'eau profonde, elle offre un accès direct à l'océan, tornando ideal para entusiastas da navegação que exigem tanto privacidade quanto conveniência. Ao entrar, você é imediatamente recebido pelo calor e textura de veneziano, paredes de gesso e tetos altos que criam uma atmosfera dramática, mas acolhedora. Dai ricchi tocchi di rame al caminetto in pietra fossile a vapore, ogni elemento in questa casa è progettato per ispirare. Il cuore della casa è la cucina dello chef, equipaggiata con elettrodomestici di alta gamma Sub-Zero, Wolf e Co. 无论您是招待客人或享受一个住进的早晨，这个空间即使拥有优美，拥有极精的线条。
You get the idea. You get the idea. What's incredible is now, the thing about AI that I believe, and I'm going to move into our slides, but my belief with AI, it is an incredible tool. But let's be real here, it is a tool. It does not replace you. It cannot replace you. It should not replace you, and you should not try to have it replace you. What's so important is that this intelligence is here to bolt onto you. And I think done right, even when you're producing content, it's still very important to put yourself at the front. Don't just lean into it and let it do everything. Otherwise you lose the humanity, and people buy people. We know that. We deal with that every day. When our clients come in, they meet us and say, oh, I feel like I really know you. It's just a smarter version of you, and it's you with everything that comes out of your head, but maximized on steroids, if you will. So I'm going to go into the elements that I've used as my tools every day. And I always say, and this is the first thing that we're going to go into, is our preferred tools. And we have a number of different tools that we use. Obviously, the first one is ChatGPT. It's the elephant in the room. Everyone knows it. Obviously, now we have Gamma, which is amazing. But there is a saying, if you want a better answer, come up with a better question. What's incredible is the questions that are spawned from your mind. As you start getting into this, you just start having more and more incredible ideas. And for me and my team, it's enabled us to say, okay, what is the right question to ask? And now, because of its evolution, you can now ask it, what is the right question to ask? And it will tell you. What we like to do is obviously then expand this through our content. So we use it for copywriting, as a marketing assistant, to create content. We're constantly writing articles. My entire career, from beginning to end, has been built off helping clients make better decisions. That's the motto of the company. Putting out content, putting out reports, putting out blog articles, creating videos. And for as long as I can remember, it has been one hell of a labor of love. It has been thankless at times. It's taken us years to get where we are, but I believe we're in a position right now where for the first time, everyone is able to make so much more content than they ever thought possible. The counterbalance to that, obviously, is that we're also dealing with a lot more competition, and we're also dealing with an audience that has a much shallower depth for focus. It's literally, as I always joke, we're dealing with a bunch of kids with ADHD. It's very hard to get everyone focused because their attention spans are a few seconds. So when you use this, the great thing is you want to pull them in. Your initial comments, when you write the copyright, when you write the articles, when you create all the content, what we love about this is being able to create the short form content and then pull people in from that so that they can enjoy the long form content. ChatGPT is obviously pulling from Google. We all know it's pulling information from all over the web. And now more than ever, and I think everyone needs to appreciate this, a year ago, less than a year ago, the comments we would have were, I found you on Google. I looked up best market report Coral Gables or waterfront homes Fort Lauderdale or whatever the term might have been. Now, in the last 2 to 3 months, we're getting calls, I found you through ChatGPT. It is incredible. Jonathan's nodding his head because it's wild to see this happening. People are shifting. The shift's already happened. And why are they being found? Why is everyone being found? Because of the content that you put out. I don't believe that when you write your blog articles, when you write your pieces, don't just let ChatGPT be the voice. Help it build your framework. Read it, edit it, make your comments to it, add your personal experience to it, add the humanity, add the anecdotal stories. These little things, really, in my mind, it makes people appreciate the customers, that is, appreciate who we are and what we're exactly doing and what we stand for. Beyond ChatGPT, and again, let's just kind of go through, as I'll go through each one. We craft our social media captions. We write our listing copy. We do our scripts for our video tours and our reels. We create marketing ideas and our headlines, the sequencing of text messages, the blog topics. It's all done really, really quickly. Now, I honestly appreciate that even with all of this, the tools, you kind of look at this and go, wow, this is kind of overwhelming. I actually have found now that because of this tool, you're able to find third-party vendors who will be out there through Fiverr or whatever tool you're going to find the staff that you need to create this, that can now do this faster and for far less cost. So I would say you don't have to feel like you're the ones who have to go in and start doing this. It just brings this all together in a way that it can be done quickly, easily, and at low cost. So I like using a third party. That's just me. Beyond ChatGPT, virtual staging. One of the challenges that we all have, how many of you in the room have a listing right now that is a house under construction that's not finished? Or pre-construction, or anything that's in the stage where it's not fully done. I have used to great effect this particular tool and other tools like it to take listings, take pictures. I have a Revelto AI. So we had in the original days of designs and creations for renderings, we would have rendering engineers who would come in and create the drawings. Now you have then Revelto and then Revelto AI. And then obviously other tools. What's amazing is you can give people a vision of what the property could look like. And that's one of the most amazing things I found. I've sold 2 houses in the last 2 months, all by being able to help the clients imagine what that house is going to look like once it's remodeled. And they can see it, because as much as people say they have imagination, they come in and say, oh yeah, I can get it. Well, we had a house. Actually, these pictures are actually taken from that home. We had original pictures, we put it into the system, and we got it to churn out some design with an engineer who obviously worked with us, and it was a few $1,000s. Incredibly effective. And I honestly think that we were able to sell that in record time simply because of that tool. So it's something absolutely I love. And of course, you know, staging won't be replaced. We've got to come in and stage homes because it can look pretty, but then when they come through the door, they're going to see it. But what it will do is it will give people that confidence to believe what can be done. Speech and AI voice generated. You've just heard my voice on that video. What's incredible, what I found is when I do video content, the introduction of my videos typically is me. I will actually shoot myself and it's really me talking. What I love about it now is that the middle of the content, I can take images, I can take B-roll, and then I can have the script being written, then I can overlay my AI voice, and I can produce 20 times more content than I originally was intending to do. And usually that content is great because it's short form. If you look at the rise of the reels and the shorts on social media, it's incredible to be able to see people now scrolling that. And if you obviously go out and you're running adverts through YouTube, through Instagram, you're going to find that in itself, it pulls people into the rabbit hole, which will then expose them to your long form content and your longer video. But you can create, and I was talking to Jonathan about this earlier, you can create 15, 20 short form videos through AI very quickly with your voice. It sounds just like you. And that replaces just a lot of the heavy lifting. Doesn't replace the actual task itself, but a lot of the heavy lifting and the streamline and the exposure to your audience, which I think is a game changer. There is a number of different AI voice tools. The one that was actually used is the 11 Lab. That's the one that I used for that video. But there's Pictory, there's Synthesia, Animoto. There's so many different ones out there that you can use. And again, I didn't discover that. I have someone who does this for me. I handed it over to them, and now they just churn it out at incredible pace. My next one is market updates. I have spent more than a decade writing reports, and early on I would have to analyze and write more and more reports. And then by the time I'd finished the report, the market had changed and I had to go back and tweak it. It was so exhausting, so much time. The wonderful thing now is that with the amount of data that it can pull with different tools, there's Altos Research, Homebot, Keeping Current Matters, they're these tools that will allow you to pull this data in, and it will give you the ideas to extrapolate what it's going to provide. It's not going to give you a perfect result. Just to be clear, if you actually rely on it and it produces a report and you send that out, do that at your own risk. That's dangerous. But what it will do is, again, it will bring up the questions, it will bring up the patterns, it will start to reveal things to you that you can then expand on, that will make you look like you've got a PhD in research and all you do is research all day long. So these are incredible tools. Clients, in my experience, are always asking the one big question, the one question that everybody asks, which is, what's the one question that everybody asks you every day? Exactly. How's the market? And you're like, what market? I could give you 25 different answers, but it's the question that everyone asks. What's incredible is if you went out without this and started trying to give effective, accurate, and actionable reports, it would take you forever. Now you can do it very, very quickly across multiple markets. You can reach your entire database, sections, and effectively communicate to them. And then obviously you can retarget to them. You can give them, a custom written message, again, using ChatGPT. Everything starts to get automated. But at the end of it, make sure that the voice is yours, so that when people pick up the phone and they ask you, so tell me why you thought that the $2 to $4 million market on the beach for older resale condos is going to go down. You need to have that, you need to know. but it will do just an incredible job of heavy lifting. I love this. I mean, it's a game changer. If you are not on board content creating in 2025 and you are churning out effective, actionable content, you will be lost. You won't be found through ChatGPT. People will not find you as they're searching. They will be looking. That's what everyone's using. It's become so easy to find what they consider the best realtor. And we know that most of our traffic, a lot of our traffic is coming from outside South Florida. We have our local market, but we have our California, New York, Europe, and they're all online and they're all looking and they're using ChatGPT. And then finally, the AI personality, behavioral insights. My background is economics. Specifically demography. I study the human behavior. Why do people do what they do? And we all know that sometimes numbers give you one answer, but when you poll a room and you get a feeling of what everyone feels, it's amazing how a group will take information that they see through social media, online, watching the news, and we know it's very polarizing, and they will act according to what they hear from everyone else. They won't base their opinion off data. They'll base it off what they're hearing and therefore what they feel. So if the market says it's great and the numbers are good, it doesn't matter. Because if everyone's fearful, guess what? They're going to be fearful too. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. What's incredible is that you need to understand the triggers that your clients have. You need to understand the triggers that your sellers have. Because on one hand, you have buyers who are like, well, I think I should be getting a deal, and I think the market's a little soft. And I think that because these tariffs, this is kind of spooking me, and I want to take a big step back, right? Understanding their motivations is really key. What I love now is that when I pick up the phone and I have someone who reaches out to me, I can use tools like Crystal knows, Likely AI, and there's many others, where you can understand how you're supposed to be talking to that individual. If I speak to a guy who's on Wall Street, he's going to have a very different language to, let's say, a mum with 3 kids who's moving into a neighborhood for the schools. There's going to be different trigger points, and there's also going to be different resistance of information. They're going to believe some things, and they're not going to believe others. And what's incredible is that when I pick up the phone, I want to try to know what's inside their head. So what I love is you can take a tool like this, it goes into LinkedIn, their email preface, and it gives you some insights about who these people are. How should you talk to them? And that's one of the most powerful tools that I find today that I use all the time. It's incredible. So I don't have as much of the in-depth. This, honestly, I'm just a guy running a team. I have a great group around me. I have people who are experts in this area. I'm a big believer in, I don't have to know everything about everything, but I need to be surrounded by people who do. And if you have AI in your toolbox, you are literally surrounded by the smartest mind in the room. And then you combine that with third parties that can help you understand these tools, do it quickly, do it fast. And at the end of the day, you have everything that you really need. It's going to evolve, no doubt. We're already seeing this. I think that you still need to have your voice. Keep your voice in it. Don't lose that. Don't automate everything. Because I found personally that doesn't work. But I love it. I'm embracing it. I'm sure everyone here is doing the same thing. And it's going to be interesting to see how this evolves over the next 6 months, 12 months. I'm sure 12 months from now, we're going to have a whole other conversation to have. Because the exponential curve that you saw, the learning curve of this system is mind-blowingly scary. Thank you for everyone's attention. I hope this helped.
Wow. Thank you, David. Thank you, Jonathan. What did you guys think? Yeah, and again, we are going to send out, excuse me, we're going to get my headmistress voice. We're going to send out the slides and the video in a form of email. So again, thank you. Master Brokers, we hope you enjoyed these dynamic presentations. Thank you again, Jonathan and David, and the Viceroy, Dominic, Christina, and Christopher. Did I get it right? Yes. Yay! Thank you for being our amazing